What is up, my flippers? Welcome to a fresh episode of Flop Your Flip. We are kicking it off strong with an insane deal I found on Facebook Marketplace. This guy's selling a Ryzen 9 5950X processor equipped with 32 gigs of DDR4 memory and an RTX 3080 Founders Edition. Okay, this guy's got a 3080 Founders Edition, which goes for around $370 to $380 on the aftermarket. He originally had the PC listed for $1,000. I negotiated down to $900, which is an absolute steal when you factor in just the CPU, GPU, and the RAM. But here's the best part. The PC has two NVMe drives, a 2 terabyte and a 500 gig drive as well, which is going to add insane value overall. So I'm on my way to check it out. Thank you. Can I ask why you're selling it?
I got a laptop around a year ago because I went to college. I haven't been able to use it.
Gotcha. How long have you had the PC listed for?
Since last summer.
A year?
But I was gone throughout the years.
Okay. You kept it fairly clean too, surprisingly.
That's fine.
Yeah, a lot of PCs I buy are just unfortunately super dirty. People just don't care. There you go. You want to check your account real quick? You got the Wi-Fi extender. Nice. Most people never have it.
Perfect. I got
You
it.
got it. Sweet, man. Appreciate it.
Right.
Thanks
Amazing.
again for everything. Just
Thank
toss me
you
a
so
review
much.
when you get a chance. Take care. Hold on. This is a 16 gigabyte kit. What about the other ones? Did you give me the wrong specs? There's no way. Hold on. Something's wrong. Oh my god. Yo, what? These are 16 gigabyte kits. This PC has 64 gigs. Hold on. I gotta let him know. There's no way. Unless I misread something. I mean, that could be a possibility. No, he labeled it 32 gigs. Oh. He put 4X and then he put Team Group Delta RGBs 32 gigs. Yo, this is a 64 gig kit. I gotta let him know. Hold on. I gotta do the right thing, see if he's cool with it. We got insane value if that was the case. What? Yo, it's a 64 gigabyte kit. What? Oh. Imagine getting excited over more capacity of RAM in 2026. These are sad times. Anyways, I sent the message. Let's see what he says. If he asks for more money, I'll sell him. I'll sell him an extra like $100 because I feel bad, obviously taking it. If it says 16 gigabyte on the stick, that means each module is 16 gigs, right? Like, am I missing something here? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. I gotta take it back to the studio and get to the desktop. Unfortunately, I can't test it here. I don't have a keyboard mouse. We can't get into the BIOS to check, but anyways, let's go back home and check it out. Over 700 people are paying $130 for a Windows 11 Pro CD key. Like, that is absurd, especially since you can grab one for like $24. Do people still not know about VIP or CDKey.com? They could have each saved $106 that could have been put towards more storage, memory, or even a motel room with lower standards. And now they offer Microsoft Office 2024 keys. So you get all the popular Office products for only $12, which is an absolute steal. Whatever key you're picking up, just make sure to use the code TS25 to unlock the cheapest price. And after purchasing it, you have to visit the User Center section up top, navigate to the orders, reveal the key, and copy and paste that into the activation settings of Windows, and you are good to go. I'm still shook from that deal, you guys. If the PC did in fact have a 64 gig kit instead of 32, that means we scored an insane deal on this PC. The only thing left to do is get back to the studio and inspect the parts. I actually have another deal scheduled later today. It's a pretty long story, so I'll give you guys the short end of it, but essentially this guy wanted to sell his entire PC for $700, which had a Ryzen 5 7600X, 32 gigs of memory, and the RX 7800 XT. I told him I would buy everything for $700, but he found a buyer for the GPU and the memory. So the only thing left was the CPU, motherboard, and the power supply, which I offered to take off his hands for $130, and he accepted. That alone is an insane deal considering the processor goes for like $150 in the aftermarket. So we're getting insane value from this bundle. So he agreed to actually come over to my place, drop off the parts for me to check it out. So let's see what happens. How's it going? Yeah.
It's a different motherboard box.
Okay.
But the motherboard's in there.
Sweet. So you ended up selling the GPU and the memory? Nice. Yeah. Cool. I got a bunch of those anyway, so it worked out. Nothing wrong with the board?
No, there's nothing wrong.
Okay.
I just upgraded to, the motherboard there.
Do you happen to have like the brackets on here or no?
I do, but I'm gonna have to bring it.
It's all good, don't worry about
Yeah.
it. I got a bunch of them. And then that's the power supply.
Yeah, it's a
750. You don't have the 12VH power cable?
I actually don't know.
Okay. All good. Cool. Son, if you want to check it out real quick.
There's like barely any dead input or range. I see it. All right.
Yeah. Appreciate it, brother. Take care.
Have a good one.
You
Take
too.
care.
All right, brother. What a coincidence. After replacing the fans and adding a 24-pin cable extension and relisting the PC, just 2 days after that, somebody reached out on Facebook Marketplace wanting to buy the PC. In fact, he's on the way right now to check it out here at the studio and potentially buy it. So wish me luck, boys. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I have the PC set up for you if you want to come over, take a look.
I'll be honest, I've never played on PC.
Oh, okay.
I play console.
Okay.
So you're gonna have to tell me what to do.
What console?
PS5.
PS5, okay, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of forced into buying this.
Forced? Who's forcing you to buy a PC?
Friends. They all have them, they're like, no, you're gonna buy one.
Nice. Those are some good friends.
He only paid for it too, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
My
okay,
birthday, 'cause
okay.
My birthday's coming up. So
Oh,
like, we're gonna
sick.
give you something.
Oh,
So
okay.
I pitched in a little bit.
Nice. When's your birthday?
August.
August,
So I got
okay.
early gift because they want to play a game.
Those are some awesome friends. That means they know you deserve better than 120 hertz, 120 FPS. Unfortunately, I don't have keyboard and mouse. I thought I did, but I do have the headsets. And I'll just give this to you for your charge.
I appreciate it.
It's your birthday. Consider it an early birthday gift.
About 6 minutes. cash.
Sure. Enjoy it, man.
Thank
Enjoy
you,
the
yes.
system, of course. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. No freaking way, you guys. You're not gonna believe it. Another person reached out, this time from OfferUp, that wants to come by and check out the other PC, the Ryzen 9 5900X with the 4070 Ti. Literally like 4 hours after I sold the other one earlier today. So I'm gonna send the address and he's gonna come by and check it out today. My patience is finally paying off. All right, let's see what happens. PC set up for you if you wanna go check it out. First PC?
Yeah, the first one.
Oh, nice, okay. What did you have, like a laptop?
No, I was using more like Xbox, PS4.
Oh, console, okay.
Yeah, console, so I'm trying to change it to the PC.
Nice. You're the second person today switching to PC. I just sold a PC earlier today, yeah. He was coming from PS5. So, looks like everyone's ditching console.
Yeah, I think it's time to.
It's time to upgrade, yeah.
Yeah. Do you usually make the?
I do, I build all the
build it?
PCs, yeah, and I do it on the side for fun. Yeah, if you have any more questions, let me know.
I was wondering that I checked the profile. You were selling like a PC for 3K.
Yes.
What's the big difference between these ones and the 3K ones?
The $3,000 one, much faster.
Much faster.
So newer parts, it's got more memory, it's got more storage, and the most important thing is the graphics card. It's got a much faster one. This one's a 4070 Ti, that one's a 5080. So it's like, think of the 5090 as the fastest card, 1 tier under is the 5080. And then the 4070 Ti is maybe like right here. So there's a big difference in performance, but honestly for you, if you're just going, for PC, this is more than plenty. What games do you want to play?
I just the normal games FIFA, Fortnite.
Oh yeah, this is more than plenty for sure. Just make sure to get a nice monitor with this, like a 1440p monitor. And that way you can take advantage of the performance, because if you're playing on 1080p, this is too much power. Okay, cool. I should have changed, yeah. 2 down, 1 more to go. So before I even arrived at the studio, the seller texted me and told me that he was aware of the memory capacity of the PC, but he just forgot to update the listing. And I responded, making sure he was cool with the price, because last thing I wanted to do was take advantage of the situation, and he reassured me that it was fine. So I do have the PC here at the studio, but it's gonna need some work before we can list it. First off, it is quite dusty, so we're gonna have to clean it. We also have to upgrade the cooler. I don't know why he thought it would be a great idea to put a low profile cooler on a Ryzen 9 processor. So we definitely have to get rid of the top 2 fans to make room for a 240 AIO. And finally, maybe some cable extensions to help clean up the look. I did not waste any time, and I already snagged one from Amazon. We're gonna be tossing in the Sama L50 240 AIO, which I actually got for a little over $40 with tax, which is actually not a bad deal. So let's go and deduct the price of the AIO from our wallet, and let's begin. Okay, the PC has been thoroughly cleaned and upgraded, and it looks like a completely different system, if I'm being honest. But let's go to figure out what the current value is and how much we can list it for, because I feel like it's currently unbalanced the way it is. I mean, we have a 16-core processor with 64 gigs of memory, and a ton of storage. I feel like whoever's buying this PC isn't gonna buy it mostly for gaming, but more so productivity as well. And the tricky part is when you're dealing with high-end components on a DDR4 system, it's gonna be really difficult to sell, because if someone's gonna spend $1,400 or $1,500 on a DDR4 PC, they might as well spend a little bit more and get something on a DDR5 platform. So we gotta play our cards right if we're gonna make some profit off this PC. First things first, I went ahead and put together a parts list with the current market prices of the PC. Not the retail prices, but the current market prices, as in how much are these parts going for on the aftermarket. And as of today, it is valued around $1,500. We obviously can't sell it for that price because we literally sold a 4070 Ti PC earlier this episode for $1,350. That had a much faster GPU, slightly slower CPU, less memory, and less storage, but still, I mean, it was a 4070 Ti PC. So I feel like we can't sell this for $1,500 or even $1,400. I think $1,250, maybe even $1,300 if I'm patient enough might be a good price. But here's what I'm gonna do instead, and this is the much safer route. I went ahead and pulled 2 sticks from the system, dropping it down to 32 gigs, which in my opinion, I feel like it's more than enough for a lot of people who are buying aftermarket PCs. Nobody needs more than 32 gigs unless they're doing heavy productivity or multitasking things. So I'm gonna leave it 32 gigs in the system, but I'm also gonna give them the option to upgrade. So if they wanna add another 32 gigabyte kit, that option is gonna be there. This way I can drop the price down a little bit more and make the listing price more attractive. So since each 32 gigabyte kit is currently going for $125 on the used market, let's go ahead and adjust our current parts list. So this will bring our value down to $1,379. That is much better in my opinion. And I feel like we can list it now for $1,250. That puts it right underneath the 4070 Ti PC we sold, but we have a faster processor and still we have more storage. And last I checked, storage is still pretty pricey. So let's go and list it for $1,250 and hope for the best. So while we wait for a buyer for this PC, I was actually approached by a previous seller. You guys remember Ulysses from one of my earlier episodes of Flip or Flop? The guy who sold me the Ryzen 9 PC with 128 gigs of RAM and an RX 7900 XTX for only $800 freaking dollars. That still remains the best deal I've ever received on the entire Flip or Flop series. Well, anyways, he messaged me out of the blue today asking if I would be interested in a 9800X 3D for $300. This CPU retails for $440 brand new and around $370 on the aftermarket. So naturally, I said, sure. I mean, after all, we did pick up a bunch of AM5 motherboards for dirt cheap, so we do need to build some more AM5 PCs pretty soon. Then he offered an AIO and some RAM for a price that I just couldn't pass up. $200 for a set of G.Skill 32GB DDR5 sticks and a 280mm AIO. I quickly accepted because who the hell wouldn't? But then he also offered to sell his current ITX case, which was the N-Case M2. Now, I normally don't buy ITX cases because the SFF market is extremely small and a lot of people prefer micro ATX or ATX PCs, but then I remembered we have an ITX motherboard with a 5800X 3D processor. So that got me thinking. We can put that board with the CPU inside the case along with one of my 3080 Founders Edition and complete the build. Luckily, he did offer to drive over to my house and drop off the parts, so let's go check it out. Oh no.
I didn't bring the glass panel.
Okay.
That's the only thing I forgot. But
When did you realize that?
When I was halfway here. Everything's inside, so we could just take it
Okay,
apart.
yeah, let's take a look here. CPU. No issues with it?
Nope, like I said, I just took it out right now.
Gotcha. No issues with the cooler?
No issues with the cooler. It runs fine with the 9800X 3D.
Cool, yeah, let me check the RAM. You sold the other set already? The G.Skill ones?
Well, no, I gave them away. I gave some to my brother, and then I gave one to a friend.
Giving away memory in this economy?
It's just, like I said, man, I don't have the patience to wait. And
Yeah.
I know
You're having
that-
trouble selling things in your area, it
No,
seems.
I'm just not even trying it anymore because I know I could hit you up, man.
I know,
You
right?
know, it just kind of works out because I know I could trust you.
That's true, that's true. Goes both ways. Obviously, I can
Yeah.
test you. I'm not testing any of these components because how much did you want for the
So,
shipping or delivery?
Give me the 25, man.
25. Okay, cool. But yeah, bro, it's all sent to you. Take a look at it.
Yeah. Let me know your experience any issues, man. But yeah.
Will do, brother. Appreciate it. I always. Any other deals? Let me know.
Yeah.
Shoot me a message. All right, take care. Your boy has just found another steal, you guys. This time on OfferUp, out of all places. So this guy is selling his old PC that has a Ryzen 9 5900X, 32 gigs of DDR4 memory, and I believe an RTX 4070. He originally had it listed for around $1,200, but I managed to talk him down all the way to $700, which he agreed. So I jumped out of my chair and I'm heading over there right now to check it out. Unfortunately, the listing was not great. The picture of the PC was terrible. Like, it's very dark, you can't see anything inside, but from what I can tell, it definitely needs some work, but nonetheless, the components inside are valuable. I think just between the CPU, the GPU, and the memory, we have already made back the price that we're paying for the PC. So I do see some potential, but I won't know until I check out the system in person. So let's see what happens. How long have you had the PC for?
About a year.
About a year?
So,
Why are you selling it?
I was.
You don't using it?
We used it a couple months and it's been sitting in the roof for
A couple months, that's it. So what do you play on now?
I don't even play.
Oh, you don't play anymore? Not even a console?
I mean, I have the Xbox, but I don't touch it either.
Gotcha. You built this yourself?
Honestly, the wire.
The cable, you could use some work. Yeah. It's all good. Sure, I can clean it up. I'm curious why you went with only one stick of memory instead of two.
I don't know. I think I was getting impatient. I just wanted to finish.
Oh, okay. How much you spend on the PC, if you don't mind me asking, when you bought it back then?
Around
1,200. Okay. Like a few years ago?
Yeah, because the 4070 was brand new.
Okay.
Or pretty new.
That's a good price for a 4070 build back then.
All this stuff is just extra wire. That was never in it. And it's
Oh,
never
okay.
overheated or anything.
Okay. No issues with the PC at all?
No. Yeah, I barely use it to even.
Okay. Yeah, there's like barely any dust. Looks like one of the fans isn't spinning on the top. Do you know if maybe it just got disconnected or something? Like this one over here.
Oh, maybe they did get disconnected. They were.
Oh, they're working? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
No worries, I'll check it out later. Okay, yeah, everything checks out. Do you have your Zelle code?
Yeah, my phone.
Okay. Let's send if you want to take a look.
Oh, Edgar, right?
Yes, that's me. Appreciate it, thank you again.
Thank you.
Okay, here we are with our next PC that we need to try and flip. Clearly, this one's gonna need a little bit of work before we can relist it. First things first, the god-awful cable management. I'm not blaming the kid at all because it was his first time building a PC, but we definitely have to disconnect some components and reroute them so it looks much nicer. Number two, the fan configuration for the AIO is incorrect. They are set as intake instead of exhaust. That should be a simple fix. We can just flip it over, but I got a much better idea. As you can see on the bottom here, on top of the power supply shroud, we have a single 120mm RGB fan, which looks completely out of place because there's no other fan on the side here. And if you guys remember, he threw in an extra fan with the PC. So here's what I'm thinking. We take out the fan from the bottom here, which does nothing for airflow. And I'm just realizing this now, but it's actually zip tied to the power supply shroud. Fantastic. But anyways, we take out the fan and we replace both of the fans from the radiator because RGB cells. I think after all that, it will be ready to get listed. So let's begin. I pulled the whole thing out. It's just great. I love how the AIO wasn't even plugged in. Damn! Now that is what I call a transformation, ladies and gents. It is fully cleaned out, the fans have been swapped, and I even added an 8-pin PCI cable extension that I had laying around from all the cable kits I purchased in the past. It is now ready to be sold, but let's find out how much we can list it for. So the current value of the PC is around $1,260. Even if we sell it for $1,000, that is an easy $300 profit. But I say we start at the top at $1,100 and test the waters. I am not in a rush to sell this PC, especially considering we sold 2 already earlier in the episode. So I'm gonna take my time with this one. I still have an RTX 3070 GPU in my inventory that I want to get rid of. So I think one of the builds for the next episode would be a budget 3070 PC that I can put together along with the EVGA 650 watt power supply that was given to me for free. That way we can put together a quick build and clean up some space for my inventory and also make some profit at the same time. The only thing missing for the build, aside from a case and a cooler, is a CPU, a budget CPU that I can pair with the 3070. But luckily I was able to find someone selling a Ryzen 7 3700X on Facebook. He originally had it listed for $80. I offered $70, which he rejected. But then like a week later, he came back and agreed to take my price. So I went over and I picked it up. I mean, it's not an amazing deal by any means, but I did need an older Ryzen 7 CPU to pair with the 3070. And unfortunately, this was the best deal I can find. All right, let's talk about this build for a sec. So I've been reading the comment section on the last video, and a lot of you guys are telling me that I can easily fit in triple 120mm fans on the bottom if I go with a right angle riser cable instead of a vertical riser cable. Well, I say we test that theory, because if it's true, then I can actually save some money on the riser cable because this is technically cheaper, and I can return the GPU sag bracket and put that money back into my wallet. And I can also add the fans that I originally wanted on the bottom, thus increasing the overall value of the PC. Maybe that's one of the reasons why it hasn't sold yet, because we're missing 3 fans on the bottom. I think it will look so much better, plus it will help with the airflow as well. So I think it's a win-win situation for everyone. Let's try it out. I think we can all agree that this PC looks so much better now that we added the bottom 3 fans. So shout out to that one dude on my Discord server for recommending me this riser cable. You're the MVP, I appreciate it. Now, even though we added 3 of the fans on there, we actually saved money because I'm gonna return the GPU sag bracket and also the other riser cable I bought, which was way more expensive. So I'm gonna go ahead and relist this, but I'm gonna drop the price by $100 just to make it more attractive. I think $3,200 is a phenomenal deal for this PC. This is someone's dream PC. It's gonna take a few weeks, maybe even a month for that buyer to find this PC, but I'm gonna be very patient because I know it's gonna be worth it in the end. If you buy these parts separately and build it yourself, you're gonna be paying close to $4,000. So I think $3,200 is an absolute steal for this all-white beauty. So right after listing the 5080 actual PC, I got an interesting offer on Facebook Marketplace. Apparently somebody wants to buy my 3080 Founders Edition PC and they want to add another 32GB kit, which is awesome. I got extremely excited. And then I realized he wants it shipped to Texas.
Bruh.
I normally avoid shipping PCs because there's always a risk involved with the PC getting damaged before it gets there. I've had so many instances where UPS treats my packages like a soccer ball and it always arrives damaged in one way or another. But I'm willing to make the exception because I'm gonna step up my packaging game, and also he's okay with sending the funds up front and cover the shipping cost, which is huge because I don't wanna lose out on any profit by eating the shipping cost. So I told him, give me some time to check out the shipping costs and I will get back to you. So I feel like this is a really good time to also show you guys how I package and ship out my PCs. First things first, I'm going to disconnect the graphics card. No matter how much packaging you have inside, there is always the chance of, oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, that's not a good sign. That was close, but anyways, as I was saying, the GPU, no matter how much packaging you add underneath it, there's still a possibility that it will move around and snap off of the PCI bracket, which has happened in the past so many times. So the safest route is to remove the graphics card and package it separately. Disconnect the cable. There's also a possibility of the memory sticks moving during shipment and getting snapped off the DIMM slot. So just for safety, I like to disconnect this as well. So we got our 4 memory sticks, the original 32 and then the extra 32 they wanted added. Then I'm gonna group them up together and put them in this bubble pouch, along with the power supply power cable. Okay, tape it up so it doesn't open up during shipment. Then I take my GPU, put it in this protective bag for now. Tape it so it doesn't come apart. Instapack foam. This is what all the pre-built companies use to ship their PCs. This will essentially expand and fill in all the empty space inside the case, so that way no components move around during shipment. Okay, now it's time for the foam. Close it down. Once it stops expanding, we can remove the glass panel. There you go. So you can see it's kind of settling in place. This is the shape it's gonna take for the final shipment. We can even sneak in the cable with the RAM sticks over here on the top just to fill in the empty space. Oh yeah, that's not budging anywhere. So now we can close this out. Okay, the PC is properly packed and it's ready to go inside of a bigger box with more padding before we ship it out. And lucky for me, I still have the box that I kept for the temporary PC I built for my setup, the Flowtron F1. So we're gonna use the included cushioning inside here for this PC. I know it's not exactly the same size, but if it's close enough, that's all that matters. Perfect. It does fit inside. Let's put this one first. And we put the PC. And finally, before I close it out from the top, I'm gonna be adding some more cushion around the case. That way it doesn't move around or wobble during shipment. That way it stays nice and snug in one place. Now that there is some cushioning on all 4 sides, I'm gonna go ahead and slide the graphics card on the side that does not have the glass side panel. And I'm just gonna finish adding more cushion until it fills to the top. So I'm gonna switch to bubble wrap for the top half just because I have a ton of these laying around. As you guys know, we're moving in the next few months, so my wife ordered like 20 rolls of these. So why not use it? Put the top cover on. And now we are ready to get pricing. Okay, after weighing the box and getting the measurements, I plugged the numbers into Pirate Ship, and it's gonna cost me around $52 to ship this to Texas. So let's go ahead and tell him. Going to cost $50. I'll just round it down to $50 for him to ship the PC. Let me know if that's cool. Imagine doing all that work just for him to change his mind and say that it's too expensive or he doesn't want the PC anymore. $50 is a pretty good price to ship a 32-pound box to Texas. It would be crazy for him to say no. Hallelujah. He has agreed to the price. He's now asking for a total, so $1,250 for the PC plus $100 for the RAM upgrade and then $50 for shipping. So we are looking at $1,400 total. Nice, money just came through, and that officially marks 3 PCs that we sold today, which I believe is the most amount of PCs we have sold in any episode of Flip or Flop. So that pretty much leaves us with the 5080 Astral PC, which is gonna take a few more weeks, and the RTX 4070 PC that we have built in today's episode. But anyways, with that said, I'm gonna finish packing this up and drop it off at UPS tomorrow. In the meantime, let's go and assess our profits for the episode, starting with the Ryzen 9 4070 Ti PC. I have spent $922 on the entire system, and I sold it for $1,350, netting me a profit of $428. Dang! The other 4070 Ti PC I purchased for $1,000, but I had to swap the cooler because it was way too big, and I had to add a contact frame since it was missing the bracket. So in total, I have spent $1,068, but we sold it for $1,550, netting me a nice profit of $482. And finally, the RTX 3080 Founders PC that we just sold for $1,350. I only paid $944 with the cooler upgrade, which netted me a nice $406 in profit. So for today's episode, we have brought in a total of $1,316 in profit. I have come a long way, you guys. In the beginning of the Flip or Flop series, I was bringing in an average of $100 to $200 of profit per sale. And I was so stoked at the time, thinking that was amazing ROI. But after 24 episodes, we are now averaging double that, around $300 to $400 of profit per sale, which is insane. That just goes to show that when you do something long enough, you will eventually get better at it. Like, I have so much more knowledge when it comes to aftermarket prices. Like, I'll know if it's easy to flip or if it's not easy to flip. And I've done all this through trial and error. The biggest lesson I've learned from flipping PCs for over a year is to stay away from AMD GPUs. NVIDIA cards sell so much easier because of the brand name. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love AMD and I use them in a lot of my builds. They are still the value king when it comes to CPU and even the GPU, but let's face it, okay? Their GPU marketing team isn't as strong as the NVIDIA marketing team, okay? NVIDIA has infinite amounts of money, and that's why their brand is more recognized. So when people are ready to go online and buy a used PC, they mostly lean towards a system that has an NVIDIA card. I'll give you guys an example. There could be 2 systems with the exact same specs, except one has an RX 6800 XT and the other has an RTX 3080, which is technically a little slower than the 6800 XT. And people would pick the NVIDIA build even if it was $200 more. That is why I only stick with NVIDIA cards in my builds. And I have found the sweet spot to be anywhere between an RTX 3070 up to an RTX 4070 Ti. GPUs in that range sell like hotcakes. But that is enough chit chatter. We still have 2 amazing systems we need to sell, and we have a buttload of parts. So I do want to focus on building a few more systems on the next episode so we can clean out some of this inventory. So thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.